Thank you. Thank you so much. And welcome to one of the most anticipated and happiest occasions, not only in the 17-year history of Mets baseball here at Citi Field, but in the entire 64 years that the Mets have been in business. Who knew? When the Mets selected an 18-year-old from Virginia with the 38th overall pick in the 2001 draft, that just 3 short years later, David Allen Wright would arrive at Shea Stadium and almost instantly change the trajectory of the New York Mets in dramatic fashion. Now, there would be plenty of on-field achievements and recognition to come, and we'll touch on those shortly. But today, we're here not only to present the highest honor that a team can bestow upon one of its players, but to celebrate the person who did so much for so many here in New York. The Mets' beloved captain, number 5, David Wright. Joining us on the field for today's ceremony, please welcome the owners of your New York Mets, Alex and Steve Cohen. And Mets manager, Carlos Mendoza. Mets PR legend, alumni director, and one of David's closest friends. They've loved him since 1980, Jay Horowitz. Longtime visiting clubhouse manager, Tony Carrillo. Tony's sister, Karen Rigazzi. We continue by welcoming David's loved ones. David's mother, Lisa Wright. David's father, Ron Wright. And as we can all attest, they did one heck of a job. Now David's children, Brooks, Olivia, Madison, and David's wife, Molly. Now, teammates and friends from David's career. One of David's very best friends, longtime Mets bullpen catcher, Dave Reccanello. David's longtime agent and former Mets infielder, Keith Miller. Mets Hall of Famer and former hitting coach who was a huge influence on David's career. Welcome back, Hojo Howard Johnson. Former Mets manager, New York's own Willie Randolph. And the man who managed more games than anyone in the history of the New York Mets, Terry Collins. Fan favorite, Super Joe McEwing. A member of the 2006 division champion Mets, Cliff Floyd. From Southern California, former Met Josh Sutton. Longtime friend and later teammate of David's from their Virginia days, Michael Kadire. One of the most popular players in franchise history, shortstop Jose Reyes. And we'll never forget his performance in the 2015 pennant-winning postseason, Daniel Murphy. Now, describing David Wright as a 7-time All-Star, a 2-time Gold Glove, and 2-time Silver Slugger Award winner, it only scratches the surface. We're thrilled to celebrate all that David achieved on the field for the Mets, but even more important is how he impacted people. He was always available to meet his fans, and if someone was in particular need, David would go above and beyond. We all rooted so hard for him to recover from his various physical challenges, and that's why his home run in 2015 in Philadelphia, in his first plate appearance, in his first game back after a grueling 4-month rehab, remains one of the all-time goosebump-inducing moments in the history of the Mets. The captain was back, and 2 months later, he and the Mets were in the World Series. And you might recall that David homered right here in Game 3. Such wonderful memories. And so at this time, we ask you to please turn your attention to the Citi Vision boards and enjoy this very special tribute to the man we honor today.
David Wright does it for the first time in the big leagues.
You ever watch a man walk into a room and everything gets quiet? It's because there's a weight to him, a presence.
Grand slam, David Wright!
What if I told you a story that begins with that same man and how he exited it?
And the captain is heading off for one final time.
Walking out to a thunderous wall of noise with love in every decimal.
This is love.
A foundation built over time, poured into the red clay dirt fields of Virginia, where sweat met soil and discipline took root.
David Wright with an extraordinary play.
Mentors passed down to him unwritten rules, how every inning has a heartbeat.
When I look back on it, I hope to be half the parents that they were to me and my brothers. Really instilled this discipline and this work ethic.
2-2 to right. Into the air to center field. It's over his head and the Mets win it.
He began to turn pitches into memories.
How about that?
And from the hot corner,
What a play by David
he would
Wright.
rise like the skyline itself, snagging balls from the air.
And a running one-hand, bare-hand grab. What a play by David Wright.
Connections became seamless, and these connections would become the rhythm and soul of an era, carrying memories from the walls of Shea
2006 National League East champion.
to the bright lights of Citi.
Into the air to deep left field.
And of course, he would be the first to make the apple rise. He didn't ask for the torch. He earned it.
Territory, and Wright makes the catch.
To my teammates, coaches, and staff, it's truly been an honor of a lifetime to take the field with you and serve as your captain.
David Wright with a walk-off hit, and the Mets win it 6-5. What a comeback, and David Wright is the hero.
His foundation became resilience. And in that process,
It's about this team. It's about the organization, the fan base, the city.
he became one of us.
From your New York Mets.
Because the grit he played with inspired us all.
That sounds good. The World Series.
In this town, legends aren't born.
David Wright with a highlight reel play
they're built.
I think I'll get to enjoy those accomplishments after I'm done playing because, you look at what you can do better, and I think that motivates you.
And number 5 was built differently.
I said it when I was a younger player, and I'll say it again. I truly bleed orange and blue.
Fans, please welcome the captain, number 5, David Wright. Hey, David, we're fresh out of tissues here, so don't pull a Messier. Well, David forged many special relationships here, one of which we also honor today. Tony Carullo worked for the Mets for 51 years, starting as a bat boy and ending up as the visiting clubhouse manager. And during his time with the Mets, Tony became one of the most beloved people in baseball. So today, the Mets are proud to honor Tony with the Mets Hall of Fame Lifetime Achievement Award, which honors those whose outstanding dedication and service left an indelible mark on the organization. Presenting Tony with his award is fellow Lifetime Achievement Award recipient, Jay Horwitz. Congratulations, Tony. Fans, we ask that you please turn your attention once more to Citi Vision for a special video tribute to Tony Carullo.
Tony Carullo.
Hey, Tony.
Tony Carullo.
Tony.
Hey, Tony.
Hi, Tony. Sue Lucci from the Shea Underground.
Words cannot express the immense impact you've had on this organization.
51 years of service to the Mets. Talk about dedication.
There's no one more deserving than you, my friend. I'm so happy for you and all your family for this very special day.
So happy to see you join other Mets legends like Al Jackson and Harry Minor and our friend Jay Horwitz. It's the highest achievement a Mets employee can earn, and it's so well deserved.
No one's more qualified than Tony to receive this Hall of Fame Service Award.
When I think of Tony Carullo, I think of one of the most generous people you could ever possibly meet.
Naming of the visiting clubhouse named after you. Nobody's better than you, Tony.
I'm grateful we got many years to work together, but I'm even more honored to call you a friend.
We miss having you here every day and want you to come hang out a little more often.
It's a very special day for you, and I'm glad to be a part of it. Here's to many more good times, my friend.
Thanks for all the hard work, but even more so, thanks for your friendship.
Tony's distinct personality and mannerisms make him perhaps the most imitated person in all of baseball.
While your stories will be cherished, it's your friendship that we value the most. Congratulations on your award, Tony.
Congratulations on 51 years.
Congratulations on your Lifetime Achievement Award.
Congratulations on this wonderful achievement.
Congratulations.
Congrats on the Lifetime Achievement Award.
Congrats to the most impersonated man in baseball.
Congratulations on getting the award. Well deserved, my friend.
Congrats again, Tony. Now, don't worry, David. We're just getting started with you. In honor of your special day, the New York Mets would like to present you with some gifts to commemorate this monumental occasion. A framed jersey with your iconic number 5 uniform. And a customized mosaic made from photos of teammates, managers, coaches, and many other special people who helped pave the path to today's celebration. This is really a unique day in Mets history. This happens very, very rarely, because in addition to this afternoon's number retirement, David also will become the 35th person inducted into the Mets Hall of Fame, which celebrates franchise excellence. And so, to commemorate David's induction into the Mets Hall of Fame, we invite his wife, Molly, to come up and put David's Hall of Fame jacket on him. By the way, Brooks, there's one for you, too. See you here in about 20 years, Brooks, right? Okay, David, it's time. In a few moments, you will enter the pantheon of legends who have helped mold what it means to be a New York Met. You will forever be etched next to Mets icons. Names like Stengel, Hodges, Seaver, Piazza, Koosman, Hernandez, Mays, Gooden, and Strawberry. David, as you know, played his entire career right here in Queens. No player has more hits, RBIs, runs scored, or total bases in the history of the Mets. And today, it becomes official. No New York Met will ever wear the number 5, ever again. Fans, we ask that you please turn your attention to the retired numbers in left field, where David's iconic number 5 will live forever. Congratulations, David. That's not rain. Those are tears of happiness and pride. Right now, Captain, the ship once more is yours. David Wright.
You guys are trying to make me cry. Don't do it. First of all, an incredible congratulations to Tony Carullo. Well deserved. This is unbelievable. Last time I took this microphone, it was just before midnight on September 29th, 2018. We won 1-0 in extra innings. I drew a walk and popped out to the first baseman. Now, that might not seem very memorable to most of you, but to me, that meant the world. That night, I fully realized the extent of the relationship I had developed with the city of New York, and in particular, this Mets fan base. I'm not sure who cried more that night, me or my sleep-deprived daughters who stayed up way past their bedtime to cheer on their dad in his final game. I mentioned this incredible moment in my life, not to reminisce, like a lot of us old, broken down, former players like to do, but to acknowledge that we have truly formed something extraordinary in this game. An 18-year-old kid from Virginia, having the privilege of being a lifelong Met and developing an unbreakable bond with the best fan base in baseball. Now, whether or not I earned this love, this respect, can probably be debated. I never accomplished my goal of bringing a World Series back to Queens, but I promise you, I gave it everything I had and wanted it just as badly as you did. And I think this fan base recognized that and was willing to genuinely have my back and support me unconditionally through the good and the bad. And for that, I will always be thankful. People often ask, what does it take to get to the big leagues? I learned at a relatively young age that there is no magic pixie dust that you can just sprinkle on a kid and ta-da, magically become the third baseman for the New York Mets. What I can tell you is, for me, looking back on it, the recipe was pretty simple. Want it more than everybody else and be willing to work harder than everybody else. Have a top-of-the-line support system. In this support system, have 2 parents named Ron and Elisa, and 4 grandparents named Cletus, Henry, Helen, and Marie, that were willing to sacrifice all of their time, energy, and money to make sure I could play this beautiful game as often as I liked. Also in this support system, have 3 terrific younger brothers named Stephen, Matthew, and Daniel that challenge you every day to become the best role model you can be, and along the way, teach you how to compete in everything in life. Baseball, ping pong, wrestling, pizza eating. Didn't matter. We were competing in it. Then surround yourself with friends that treat your successes the same way that they would treat their own. And along the way, understand that you will never have this game, on or off the field, figured out. And lean on your teammates, coaches, and staff to help you through the rough stretches. And speaking of teammates and coaches, surround yourself with some of the best in the game. After that, find a continuation of that same structured support system with a wife named Molly that partners with you, that takes that same work ethic and goal-setting mentality into life after baseball, in particular parenting, all while becoming a very mediocre soccer, softball, and baseball coach to your 3 kids, Olivia, Madison, and Brooks. A big, big, big thank you to Steve and Alex Cohen. I can't thank you enough. And their awesome support staff for this incredible honor and for your friendship. And on behalf of this amazing fan base, thank you for your dedication to making the New York Mets the best organization in the game. And thank you to their predecessors, the Wilpon family, for allowing me to live out my dream of playing for my favorite team my entire career. It was instilled in me at a young age that if you give this wonderful game, it'll give back. I gave everything I had to this game, and this game has been so gracious in what it has given me, including playing in front of 40,000 friends in each night for almost 15 years. So in closing, if you would have told a young David Wright to close his eyes and imagine this day, I would have said you're crazy. No way. Impossible. Then I would have went out to my backyard in Virginia and hit off a homemade tee with balls that were falling apart at the seams until it got dark outside to prove you right. My 3 wonderful kids, Olivia, Madison, and Brooks, often use the term for real life, when on occasion, they are telling the truth. Well, to borrow their term, this sure doesn't feel like for real life. Thank you so much for allowing me to live out my dream in front of you each night. I love you so much, and let's go Mets.